really laid down and the music started. Now, the hands were flowing. Whenever the facilitator would come near me, it would be so beautiful because it's like, imagine you just lying in bed and it's so cozy, it's so sweet, it's so enjoyable. You just don't want to get up. You don't want to get up. It's that kind of feeling, but it was even more inside. It felt like energetically, like there was a deep tissue energetic massage on so many levels. I don't know, it was just inside. It felt like inside the energy, it's subtle, but you feel like energetically inside there's a massage going on. It's so cozy, so warm, so intimate, and so pleasurable. Yeah, just feeling the flow, hands moving, hands dancing. And there was this one moment whenever she would come near me. Whenever a facilitator comes near you and they start to work with you, or they start to interact with you, it's like there's a new cycle or new movement that started. So whenever the cap started, there's like your energy is starting its own process, its movement, its cycle, whether it's an emotion, whether it's a movement or an expression. It's like it's a movement, it's a cycle that started, and the cycle can lay down, or it can complete itself, or it can write itself out. But then when the facilitator comes near you and she interacts with you, she touches you or whatever, a new cycle may come, or the cycle that was already ongoing can intensify. Now, before she did the level 2 cap training, whenever she would come, it would be like, like there's a cycle, there's a movement, there's an emotion or whatever, and then she would come and it would like really going really deep, like, yeah, let's go to that point where there's something stuck, or there's something that needs to be expressed. Go to that, like really like that. And now it's like I felt her presence then, like more solid. And now when she comes, she's just like, she's so soft, she's so, almost, I use this word, she's so like, yeah, just in the flow. And yeah, it's so nice. I don't experience that pushiness anymore. Not that there was pushiness before, but just that, like if a person wants to do something, and she talked about this, she talks about it afterwards. She's like, when she's facilitating with somebody else, 2 facilitators, she was like, I had this thing of like, I'm gonna do this. These persons like, so it's like, she was like, there's always maybe some ego. Yeah, she said that, like, maybe there's a less ego now. Yeah, that's what she said. So yeah, there was this one moment she was just touching, and there was this moment where I got this flashback of me walking on the street. So I was walking outside on the street, and this moment, it was like zooming in, zooming out, like sensing the scope of the completeness. There was a sense of almost like disintegrating and then being. It was very, 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 very difficult to explain, but it's so grandiose. It's like you just like, you get the sense of the scope of things, of the completeness of a moment, of being, of being alive, of existing, like the scope of existence, the scope of creation, the scope of like, wow, that was like, that was really, really powerful. Then I saw like a training that I still need to do, which is the Kundalini body work with Elliot Saxby. It's funny because a couple of months ago I was seeing that I had to do the pranic retreat and then the Kundalini body work, and now the pranic retreat is done, and then the next training is the Kundalini body work training. And it's funny that it's in that order, that it's really unfolding perfectly. So yeah. Oh, in the beginning of the session, there was like, it's getting images of these angelic beings. So beautiful, such a beautiful energy, such a beautiful, like the way they were just there interacting in the room, being in the room, just helping, assisting, supporting. It was really beautiful to yeah, wow. There was a certain point where I just like, I felt the energy in the whole room. It's like, it was like, even though my eyes were closed, just feel the bodies of somebody and like sensing going into their bodies, like doing, the hands were doing something. It was like my body was co-facilitating, or it was just assisting or supporting or interacting or whatever, but it was just happening. That was nice. Also, like, there's this green string of love energy that was going around the room, feeling that. Yeah, there was a lot of waves and cycles coming and going. There was a love connection to somebody that that really, like, it was almost like I was watching like this romantic, nostalgic memory lane or moments, rewatching them. And for me, it was became apparent that when you have a certain kind of attitude towards something that has happened with a person, and then all of a sudden you just feel, oh, there's more underneath it, or there's judgment, or there's hurt, or there's something that's creating the idea that something there hurt you, or something there was not right. It was really beautiful. Yeah, just to feel that connection in sweet, pure love. Yeah, to get that perspective, to remember, like, oh, it's just love. It's just a strong connection. Yeah. Afterwards, I also, like, the thoughts came like, just follow your path. Like, I wrote this in the train, like, just follow the path, follow the breadcrumbs. No need to push, right? There were certain moments where I kept seeing images of things that I had seen in my life, and it was like resonating, like, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. At a certain point, like going on my knees, just knowing, like, you're a servant of God, you're a servant of God. Ideas started to come, like before and also afterwards. It's interesting when you're going to a CAP session, all of a sudden, even just going there, it's like the intentions would arise. I would write certain intentions, and just being in that stream of being aligned to going through that process already, like, allows you to feel like, oh, I need to, like, I need help with this, I need help with that. So it's really wonderful to, like, lately I've been so accustomed to always going with my friends or with my partner, but now it's like, no, it's okay to actually go alone, because then you can alone and you just can be with your intentions, with whatever's coming up. Yeah, I loved how the facilitator was so much present, but not pushy, and not overwhelming. She would touch the hands, she would gently like touch the body, and like my position would change. I would go like lying from my back, going into lying on my belly. It would just like so soft, just by a gentle touch, or with the hands here, or like this, like, and you could feel it like like go effortless. Really beautiful. It's quite a journey, you know. The energy is allowing you to ride the wave of movements. I didn't have like the eye contact with the facilitator. I did open my eyes a couple of times, not a lot, just seeing her. Yeah. Some moments there was like gibberish or light language like being spoken, but I was aware that it was not being said too loud, because it could have been said very loud, like to express. It was like, so that I could only hear it. Because I guess there's still like this feeling of maybe not being fully comfortable with saying like these words. What do they mean? What is their effect? What is like, yeah, like that kind of thing. But I guess it will happen on its own. Yes, such an amazing journey, such an amazing session. So many, yeah, amazing feelings and love. You know, it whenever there's something in you that is there, but you maybe not always have the resources or the time or space to really like feel through things. It's like because you're constantly living, you're constantly going to your job, going to dinner, going to talk with this person, going to get the kids, going to do the paperwork, going to the shop, going home, making dinner, preparing yourself for bed, preparing yourself for tomorrow, like constantly in like from one process to another, to another, to another. And throughout all these things, you might have some feelings because of something that happened. In one situation, you might get upset, and sometimes the emotions can be processed fully, or sometimes you might get triggered, or you might get you might see that a judgment of yours is presenting itself, becoming apparent, and you feel the emotions. And sometimes you don't really have the time and space to really sink into it and to process it, to feel it, to let it go, to understand it, so it's very quick because you keep on going. It's like rushing, always speeding up, instead of slowing down and marinating, digesting. Yeah. For me, what's really like apparent, which is after the session, like in the past, I would have such a need to share what I saw, to share what I experienced. Like I saw this, I saw that, I saw this, I saw that, I saw this. And now there's just like, I know, like, oh, I can say all these things that I saw or that happened, but then I just feel in my heart and just sense what wants to be shared. Yeah. There was a message that also came, which is you're ready to embody light. Yeah. There was one song, it was a really nice song. It's so beautiful when a certain song starts and your body just reacts to it in a unimpeded, uninterrupted, unencumbered, like unmuddled way. Your body just moves with the music, and such a beautiful flow to witness, to just feel that expression, to feel that flow, to feel those movements. It's so full and so rich. Yeah, there was a lot of things that were happening during the session. It's very beautiful. We stayed afterwards. We talked for some time. Like the facilitator, she talked about mystery schools and alchemy, like communities, that kind of thing. Like, it's nice to connect with people. It's nice to check in. Yeah. Being back from the retreat, the pranic retreat, I will make a video about it, but it was quite yeah, life-changing. Okay, well, 20 minutes have passed by. So thank you everybody, and enjoy yourself.